What's going on, beautiful people? It is I, your sister from another Mr. ThickChickVlogs, and as you can see from the title of this video, we are here to discuss this controversial topic that is going around on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, everywhere, girl. People are creating all of these, it's kind of jacked up, some of these memes that these people are creating, but people are going to be people when it comes to social media. Now, what I do want to say before I get into the meat and potatoes of this video, I do want to say that because this is such a controversial topic, I don't mind people voicing their opinions in the comment section. I don't want us to be in the comment section arguing back and forth, because we're all adults. Hopefully we can have an adult conversation regarding this topic without it getting too out of hand. Okay, but I do want everybody to voice their opinions on this subject. So please feel free to leave whatever you are feeling. Do not feel like you can't voice your opinion in the comment section, because you can. I want to hear everyone's opinion on this subject. Okay, all I'm saying is I don't mind the debating. Let's just not, girl, let's not get our blood pressure up on this Friday morning, afternoon, whatever it's gonna be when y'all see this video, girl. But what we are here to discuss is a situation, like I said, about this. It's a white woman whose name is Rachel. I really don't know how to pronounce her last name. I think it's Dolezal. Rachel Dolezal. She is a Caucasian woman who is the president of the NAACP, and allegedly she has been passing herself off as an African American woman. And some people are up in arms about it because she has allegedly done some things that people are questioning and things like that, because they have reported that she has sent herself hate mail, as to, come off as being an African American woman. She has also been passing around, it's an older black gentleman that she has been parading around as being her father. And for whatever reason, her biological mother and father, the mother and father that she grew up with, came forth and basically outed her and said she is a Caucasian woman. Their heritage is, they said they are European, Caucasian. No, Lord, bitch, I don't want to jack this up. They said they are Swedish, German with a touch of Native American heritage. That is what her mother said. There are Swedish, German with a touch of Native American heritage. But Rachel has been identifying herself as white, black, and Native American. And, a lot of people are upset because she originally had this silky blonde hair, and she now wears a kinky, curly lace front wig. And, she... honestly, you can clearly look at this lady. I know I can. You can clearly look at this lady and tell that she's not fully black. I've seen some sisters that, can kind of pass off as being a Caucasian person because they're really light skinned. But I think you can clearly look at her and tell that she's not an African American woman. But it's just, I guess it's the fact that it was this black man that she was bringing around saying that this man is her father. She also has 3 adopted brothers that are African American as well. And she has been parading them around saying that they are her children, allegedly. All of this stuff is allegedly. But how all of this came about was she did an interview with a news reporter, and the news reporter was asking her questions, about her being elected to the, being president of the NAACP, and he was asking her, where her parents was and all this stuff, and she said that her father had just had some type of surgery, and he hasn't been released yet from the surgeon, so he wasn't able to make it to, the ceremony or whatever. And the reporter then proceeds to pull out a photo of a man. I didn't see the photo. I don't know if it was the black man or if it was her actual father. And he was asking her, "Is this your father?" And she kind of had this shocked look on her face, and she was like, "So, I guess you want an explanation to this?" And then he was like, "Is this your father?" She was like, "Yeah, that's my dad." And he then proceeds to ask her if she is in fact an African American woman. And then she's like, "I don't really understand the question." And he said, "Are you an African-American woman?" And then she proceeds to drop her microphone and walk away from the conversation. You can kind of hear her mumbling, saying, "I don't want to." I'm going to assume that she was saying, "I don't want to answer that question." And a lot of people are saying it really doesn't matter whether or not she was pretending to be a black woman or whether she was pretending to be a white woman. It really doesn't matter, because she has done a lot for the African American community as far as being a part of the NAACP. And I totally agree with that. I think what a lot of people were questioning was the fact that, why she had to pretend to be an African American woman just to help the black community. Now, I do want people to understand, if I'm not mistaken, that it was white people who were kind of like the founders, or people who started up the NAACP. I don't think it was African American people. If I am wrong, leave that in the comment section below. I apologize if I am wrong, but I think it was Caucasian people that kind of conjured up the NAACP. So it has nothing to do with her feeling like she has to pretend to be black in order to be a part of the NAACP. I just want to make that clear. But other people have also brought up another great point. They said that if Bruce Jenner can now call himself Caitlyn Jenner, he can now say that he's a woman. He's felt like he's always been a woman his entire life, and he now wants to live as Caitlyn Jenner. Why is it so wrong for Rachel Dolezal to feel like she wants to be an African American woman? People are, I can't even get mad at that, because that is a very, very valid question. How do you guys feel about that? I want to know your opinions on that as well. How do you feel about people saying that it's okay for Bruce Jenner to call himself Caitlyn Jenner now, but it's not okay for Rachel Dolezal to basically want to portray herself to be an African American woman? What is so wrong with that? If it's okay for Bruce, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, as they say. My thing is this: I have, a lot of people were also upset because she has a lot of pictures where she has box braids and, faux locks and, kinky curly lace wigs, which I think nothing is, she can wear whatever she wants on her head. I don't want people to get upset with the fact that I just brought this to light. I mean, it's a story that's been floating around on social media. I didn't bring it to light. It's just a story that I thought was an interesting story. And I just want to hear you guys' opinion on it. My only thing was on what I was saying on Facebook is that there's nothing wrong with her wanting to dress the way that she dresses, wanting to wear her hair the way that she's wearing her hair, or anything of the sort. My only thing is, there's nothing wrong with her wanting to, quote unquote, as people saying, be black. But my only thing is, if I'm an African American woman, I'm not going to tell you that I'm a white woman. I mean, that's my only thing. I'm not going to go around telling people, yeah, this is my daddy and he's a white man. I just think that is a little weird to me, to go around lying, telling people that I'm a white woman when clearly I'm a black woman. Even if a lot of people are saying, most people, you tend to hear about black people pretending to be white more than you hear about white people pretending to be black, because it's hard as hell being black. Even though, every black person may not experience the hardships of being an African American person, but you have more advantages being, honestly, people may not believe this, but there are more advantages to being a Caucasian person in the eyes of a lot of people as opposed to being an African American person. So I think that is where a lot of people were like, you don't really too much hear of white people pretending to be black as opposed to black people pretending to be white, because granted, a lot of people say, and another thing, what is being black or being white? What is your definition of someone acting black or acting white? I guess I never really understood that either. What is acting black and what is acting white? So you guys also leave that down in the comment section below. Now, I do remember there was this other story of this guy who was attempting to get some form of a scholarship. I do not remember the type of scholarship that it was, but he was trying to go to college to be a doctor, and they were giving out a lot of scholarships to minorities. And he was a Caucasian man, and he decided to basically, he went and got some type of textured perm or something to where he made his hair like kind of curly. He went and got this tan to where his skin was like really dark, and he passed himself off as an African American man, and he worked his way through college, and then he later on wrote a book about that. I cannot think of this guy's name, but I was listening to it on the radio one night about this guy doing this. So this isn't the first time I've heard of someone doing this, but I looked at Rachel's before pictures, and she was clearly a pale-skinned white woman with blonde, silky hair, and now she has, clearly she has, darkened up her skin. She now wears the Kiki curly lace front, and I mean, if you really didn't know, you can probably think that she just, her daddy probably, a brother from another mother, you know what I'm saying? If you really don't know, she can kind of pass off as being a mixture of black and white, for real though. So, I can kind of get where people probably can mistake her as being a African American woman. But I want to hear what you guys think about this. Do you think it's a big deal that Rachel Dolezal has basically been passing herself off as an African American woman? I think a lot of people are also upset because she is actually the president of the NAACP. They feel like she shouldn't be the president of the NAACP for whatever reason. I really don't. I'm a person who doesn't see color. I feel like I don't care if you're black, white, purple, orange, or green, as long as you're making a difference out there in the world, whether it be for white people, black people, Asians, Hispanics, I don't care. As long as you're out there making a difference, I really don't give a damn what you do with your life, as long as you're making a difference. But some people are feeling some type of way about her being the president of the NAACP, which is, an organization that is for the advancement of colored people. They feel like it should be all black people, but I really don't feel like she should be fired because she's a white woman and she's the president of the NAACP. I don't think that it should all be all black people that are a part of the NAACP. I mean, shit. And you got a lot of people that are out there that are conspiracy theorists. You have a lot of people that are saying that she could be some type of a spy. She could be a person who is, walking around pretending to be black around these black people in the NAACP, when she can be an undercover person who is spying on the operations inside the NAACP, and she could be going and spilling the beans, outside and all this stuff. And a lot of people are saying, how does she portray herself when she's not around these people? From the photos, the woman is clearly someone who is herself, the person that she's portraying to be 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I mean, I guess her parents, the reason why her parents decided to come forth was because I guess they feeling some type of way. They probably feeling like, we didn't raise this chick, and all of a sudden now she walking around telling people that she black. Nah, boo, we is white folks, okay? All the way white, okay, boo? So they felt some type of way, so they decided to come out and out her. And she's basically, I don't know, apparently she has recently spoke out about the situation. I don't exactly know what she said just yet. If you guys know, you can leave it down in the comment section below. What I am most interested in hearing you guys talk about, is, what do you think about the fact that people are saying that if Bruce Jenner can call himself Caitlyn Jenner, why can't Rachel Dolezal be a black woman if she wants to be a black woman, even though she's not a black woman? I want to hear what you have to say about that particular situation right there. So leave all this stuff down in the comment section below. And remember, we can debate, but please let's not get all, extra and all this stuff, because I don't want nobody on here arguing and going back. We can go back and forth, but let's not be going, to the point where we cussing each other out and shit. You know what I'm saying, girl? We ain't got time for that. Like I said, it is a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and we're going to try to keep it that way, honey, okay? But it was some more stuff that I wanted to chime in on, so I'm going to go ahead and do that right quick, fast, and in a hurry. Girl, I know another thing, and this is kind of, y'all, this is so off subject, but did y'all see King James, y'all? King James decided to flash his ding dong live on television. Now, you ain't having no goddamn drama. Number one, why the fuck is you walking around commando with just your basketball shorts on, King James? And apparently, you know what? I didn't get a good glimpse of it. I really didn't get a good glimpse of it, but apparently they said he got a King Kong. King Kong. They can see you before they see you. They can see you before they see you. Ooh, shit, King Kong. Matter of fact, bitch, I'm gonna have to go back. And I'm gonna have to try to freeze frame and shit. I tried to freeze the frame, but I didn't really get too far. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really get too far. So yeah, let me go to this story. I'm sorry, girl, but I gotta talk about what the fuck I gotta talk about, girl. Since we got time and shit, you know what I'm saying, girl. I should have been a little bit more prepared, but of course, you know. Oh, I know I read this story on the Washington Post about that there are a lot of police officers who are complaining that there are a lot of white people that are calling 911 freaked out by their black neighbors, and they're saying they're getting a lot of these stupid phone calls from people who are simply calling to pick on their African American neighbors. They're calling the 911 to report stupid things, stupid stuff like a person is outside washing their car, playing their music, something, you know, little stupid shit like that. So they really calling 911, fucking up the flow of the police officers going and handling real situations. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to them for that. Apparently the police fed up about that whole little situation right there. But it's something else that I wanted to talk about as well. Oh, the next thing that I wanted to talk about is this chick, Karen Fitzgibbons. Okay, she is a teacher. Yes, a teacher. People who are teaching, a person who was past tense, teaching our African American children. Okay, let me read you what this bitch had the nerve to say regarding the cops who crashed the pool party in McKinney, Texas. Girl, let me read you what this bitch said. Yeah, I call her bitch, sure did. She said, "This makes me angry. This officer should not have had to resign. I'm going to go ahead and just say it. The blacks are the ones causing the trouble and this racial tension. I guess that's what happens when you flunk out of school and have no education. I'm sure their parents are just as guilty for not knowing what their kids were doing, or knew it and probably didn't even care. I'm almost to the point of wanting them all segregated on one side of town so that they can hurt each other and leave the innocent people alone. Maybe the 50s and 60s were really onto something. Now, let the bashing of my true and honest opinion begin. Go. I'm not racist. I'm sick of them causing trouble. It was a gated community." And this was a real posting. Okay, this ain't some shit that somebody then screen captured and edited and all the shit. No, this bitch really did this, and she was a real teacher, and the bitch has since been fired from her position at the school. So that is a real posting. First of all, I gotta say, what the fuck, bitch, you can have several motherfucking seats, okay? Several seats. My thing is this: what the fuck do you mean by this what happens when you flunk out of school and have no education? Bitch, what the fuck does that have to do with these 14 and 15-year-old children being over in a community where apparently a couple of them lived and they were inviting their friends over to get in a pool? Please explain to me what the fuck you mean by that's what happens when you flunk out of school and have no education, bitch. Because I know just as many Caucasian people that have flunked out of school and have no fucking education as black people. What I need people to stop doing is stop with this stereotypical shit, thinking that all black people are unintelligent and have no education, boo. Because apparently, even though your dumb ass went to school and you have a degree in order to teach our children, apparently you are the stupid, ignorant motherfucker who is uneducated, boo. Bitch, y'all let me know what y'all think about this whole down in the description box, girl. I mean, in the comment section, bitch. I can't even fucking talk. Girl, I can't even fucking talk. It's something else I wanted to talk about as well. Also, I wanted to ask you guys a question. I want you to leave it down in the comment section below. Ladies, would you propose to your man? There has been photos floating around on Facebook of women who are down on their fucking knees asking their dudes to marry them, proposing to these dudes, and these dudes are obviously accepting. My thing is this is just my personal opinion. Everybody has one. If you have one, feel free to leave it down in the comment section below. But girl, please be respectful, boo. I feel like I ain't no way in Sam hell I would get on my knees and propose to not damn nigga. I'm just gonna tell you that right here, right now. Ain't no way in the hell I would get on my knees and propose to a man, boo. Like the Bible says, a man who findeth a wife findeth a good thing. And my thing is this: I personally don't think that a man, I'm not gonna say a respectable man, because you got, you know, a lot of men will probably accept, who knows, but I don't think a man would want his woman to get on her fucking knees talking about, will you marry me? That just seemed a little off kilter to me. I want to know what would y'all do it? Of course, I just sat there and told you ain't no way in the Sam Hill I would, but I want to know, would you ask your dude to marry you, boo? Girl, hell to the nah. I ain't gonna be able to do it. Also, girl, hopefully my camera does not cut off, and I can talk to y'all for about 5 or 6 more minutes. But I want to talk about the dude from Jackson, Mississippi, who was on. I'm talking about the one who, girl, he was all kind of dramatic. He was like, girl, he came around there like a bat out of hell, girl. His hair went this way and his body went that way. It was just a mess. Lord Jesus be with him. But girl, apparently this dude was on So You Think You Can Dance or America's Got Talent or something like that. The dude who had his eyebrows drawn on, girl, this motherfucker had the nerve to get some concealer, boo. Traced out the fucking eyebrow. Bitch, he had a fucking unibrow, girl. He, of course, I'm pretty sure he did it because, you know, he did want a little bit of recognition. But you know what I love so much about him is that he seems like such a fun person to be around. But not only does he seem like a fun person to be around, but he talked a lot about God and saying how, you know, everybody is different. He really wish people just wasn't so judgmental towards him. And he actually called into the Ricky Smiley morning show, and Ricky Smiley talked to him, and he never told him anything about he want to be famous or anything like that. He basically told Ricky Smiley that he wanted Ricky to help him figure out some type of way to do something for the community in Jackson, Mississippi. And I think that was so commendable. He's not using his internet fame for any type of personal gain. He really wants to know how he can help the community in Jackson, Mississippi. And I think that is thebomb.com. So shout out to him. I cannot think of his name. But apparently he was arrested, girl, because he had shoplifted a hat out of a store down there, and the police saw him on the news. What the hell? Something on my nose, girl? Hopefully that wasn't there the whole time, or y'all ain't know that shit. It's still there. I don't know what it is. But anyway, apparently the police saw him on the news, and they went and picked that ass up. I think he's out now. But shout out to him, because he seemed like a really, really, really genuine person. And I really, really do love people that genuinely speak about Christ, and they talk about, you know, people being accepting of everybody, because everybody is different. So shout out to him. And I think that's really all that I wanted to talk about in this video. So please, family, every single one of you guys, leave it down in the comment section below what you think about Rachel Dolezal. Also, what do you think about women asking their men to marry them? Also, tell me what you think about this bitch, this Gibbons bitch, the one that left all these racial ass innuendos on her Facebook page, went on this stupid ass rant, and now her motherfucking ass is without an occupation, boo. I'm pretty sure ain't nobody gonna motherfucking hire your ass bitch now that they done seen how you went on this fucking rant. Who gonna want you to teach their children knowing how you really, really, really feel, boo? Who gonna want you to teach their kids, boo? For real though? For real though, boo? Okay. Okay, that's how you gonna do. Okay, so like I said, y'all leave it down in the comment section below what you feel about this situation, bitch. This video is down there 25 minutes long, and I know y'all, girl, it's Friday. Ain't nobody got time to be sitting there trying to watch no thick chick vlogs on no Friday. So I will talk to you guys probably on Monday, because my mom is coming up here this weekend, and girl, we gonna be hanging out and things. And plus my nephew, girl, he going in the water, girl. My nephew going in the water, girl. He's getting baptized on Sunday, so I'm gonna hang out with my family and all that good stuff. But who knows? I might be back here tomorrow, girl. Who knows? If I feel like I got some shit to talk about. Talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.